judge mean? What's in English?
Well, the judge.
The judge?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Why did they call you that?
I don't know. Yeah, they didn't tell me why.
Was it because of your style of play?
Maybe, I don't
It
know.
looks like, it seems that you're a tough player.
Yeah, I think that's why, but I'm not sure why. Just have to ask to the supporters. Yeah.
When were you aware of Norwich's interest in you?
Sorry?
When did you know that Norwich were interested?
When I received a call from Jim Duffy, was maybe 2 weeks ago, and yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So Jim Duffy was important in you coming here?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's very important when you know that someone know you, and that was very important.
And how would you describe your own style of play?
Yeah, as you said, I'm a tough player. I can play football as well, so yeah, I like to win the ball. I'm a team player. I just like to win the ball and play simple pass for other players.
The idea of playing in England obviously appeals to you. Is that a big draw, the chance to actually play in England, having had a spell in Scotland?
Yeah, I always wanted to play in England. It's very good, interesting football, and I think Championship is very good as well. So I'm very happy to be here.
Would it be fair to say you're quite pleased to leave Hearts?
Yeah, I had I enjoyed my 2 seasons there. I mean, about football and about with the players, and about at least some new page for me today. And boy, I had very good time at Hearts as well, so I'm okay.
Yeah, there were other clubs who were interested in you as well as Norwich?
Yeah, well, I had several clubs looking after me, and but I think I have to make a decision. I always say that I wanted to take time to make the good decision, and I'm sure I did that.
Where were was the other clubs in England or in the Championship, Premiership? Where?
Yeah, in England, in France, so just my choice. Yeah.
But very intelligent footballer, understands the game, and I think you can see when you play with a club like Inter Milan, even training at a club like Inter Milan, I think tactically they're better than us. They understand the game better than us, because by their training they're learning about the game constantly, and I think you can see that in the way Julien plays. I mean, I've watched him probably 3 or 4 times live myself. I've seen a lot of television, things that get sent out on television from him, and everybody I spoke to in Scotland, even when I came in, he was one of the boys I saw. He was looking at that type of player, a competitive type of player who can use the ball well, but also the intelligence to read the game and understand where his teammates are. And that's the one thing I've seen in him. I think the judge maybe come for the fact that he can judge the position where the ball's going to be. I think that's the big thing for him. If I was looking at it and asking what his nickname was supposed to be about, because he reads the game ever so well. To say we thought it was going to be a very tough call to get him, but as I say, the pool that he wants to play in England, and some of the clubs that's been also mentioned with him and shown an interest in him, I think it's a big coup for us, and I think the fans will love him. I think he'll be a fan's favourite. I think he plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's one of these competitors that he wants to play on the front foot. He plays with passion, commitment, and also the most important thing, he can use the ball well, as well. So he's got a great understanding of the game. He's 25 years of age, but he plays with an old head on his shoulders. He's played in European games now. He's played in Italy, he's played in France obviously. He's changed his style to go to Scotland. And now he's got an opportunity to play in England. I'm sure he'll be a big hit here, there's no doubt in my mind of that. We knew there was other clubs, so-called bigger clubs than us, interested in speaking to him. And when we spoke to him, the first answer we got, he was very interested in coming to speak to us. So we got him over, we'd spoken on the phone, and we'd done a lot of talking that way, but then when we got his representatives over, we spoke to them, the deal was done very, very quickly, more importantly because Julien wants to be here. And as I said, we were over yesterday, spoke to him, he's not at home yet, and he signed the deal, and I think that shows his commitment to us, and obviously it shows we've told him about our ambition to try and move forward, and I think it'd be a fantastic asset for us, different to what we have in the team.
To be fair, sorry. Would it be fair to say that you've added a bit of muscle? That you probably were missing last season?
Yes, we're a soft touch, there's no doubt of that in certain games, there's no doubt of that. And probably I don't mean a soft touch as in such, I think understanding of the game, how to win games, and things are not going particularly well for us. We didn't have that. We lost games we shouldn't have lost. There's games we dominated and still lost. There was time we were tops in games and we should have seen teams out we didn't. And I think we're trying to add that to the group. And there's no doubt Julien's experience, the combination of all Scottish, French and Italian football, and now he's got an opportunity in England. I think his talent's is set for it. You'd be a bit more concerned if he was going into the Championship. It was his first time as a central midfield area. But because he's actually seen it in Scotland, he's played in Europe, all these things he's already done that. As you know, he can speak perfect English. Now it's just a matter of me trying to get perfect English. Well, that's right. Well, I'd spoken to Jim about it one of the first times when Julien came down, because when Julien's first season, he actually won the Scottish Cup right away. And that says a lot about the Hearts team at that time. It was a new team that was put together and he was at the hub of it, and they went on to win the cup final, and he was very much part of that. So he knows what it takes to win things. He knows that he understands the game. He's been successful in Scotland, and outside Old Firm that's very, very difficult. He managed to break that monopoly. He managed to beat the Celtic Rangers when that Hearts team was together. But probably the biggest disappointment he had so many managers in that short period of time. And I think that's one of the reasons Julien would probably say himself that when Hearts offered him a new contract, he wouldn't sign, because he thought there was so much unrest all the time. He didn't know who he was going to be working for. And as I said, it gave us an opportunity. I'd spoken to Jim, and Jim came down at first, he said, and Jim said the exact same as I was thinking, because both of us were competitors, and I thought it was something we were missing. And he said, yeah, I'd be very much interested if he, because I think he's a top quality player as well, and he's proved that time and time again. As I say, I'd only seen him, as I say, 3 or 4 times live, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to judge it on that. But all the, as I say, the DVDs and whatever I'd seen him, there was nothing but good things I was seeing for the type of player that I wanted at the club. And as I say, we're very, very pleased to have him, even though I'm maybe a little bit surprised, because I didn't think that it's such an easy ride, and that's great credit to Julien with his commitment to come to us right away.
When you look at Hearts, there's lots of off-the-field problems and instability behind the scenes. Did that make your decision to leave easier?
Yeah, of course.
You've got a lot of midfields, well, we've got quite a few midfielders.
Yeah, but as I say, I think he's different from all the ones we have. He's a different type of midfielder that we have. We've got some guys who's good passers, we've got some guys who are good players technically. I think Julien gives us a bit of both, but also a better maybe understanding than most of the boys we have the other people's positions. For by his own position, he understands the game. As I say, I think that's the tactical awareness is probably, put him at the top of the list tactically, and he's the way he plays. So he's a different type to who I wouldn't bring people in, it's just going to be the same as. I think that's very important, that we try and the ones that we try and bring in are different to the ones we already have here. And I think Julien's different for the boys we already have here, there's no doubt of that.
You've got 4 new faces in now with more than a month to go. Are you sort of ahead of where you hope to be now?
If you'd have said to me this time last week, I'd have been still pulling my hair out. It just seems to have, fortunately this week I've been getting answers, as I said to you all along. There's been a lot of calls since people think maybe the end of the season, but since I got the job in October, and hopefully they'll just come to fruition now. We've done a lot of watching and talking, and putting players, banding players about their minds, seeing if they'd suit the style, and seeing the players that we have here. So it's great that we can start to put faces to it now. You can bring them in. I know there's been a lot of boys mentioned at the club. I was thankful probably up to this morning. Julien was the first time it was mentioned, probably this morning. And people, even them, were questioning the ability we had to try and attract them here. Because of the clubs that were involved, we want them to go to them. So I feel we're getting closer. I still think we're a couple of boys short, but I still think we're getting closer. And hopefully I can maybe see you at the same time tomorrow. The day after. But as I say, hopefully, because I'd like to have most of the boys in, obviously if we're going pre-season, there's no doubt of that, but as I say, if I didn't think I was going to get the right people in, I wouldn't rush it, and if I meant extending it to August the 31st, still try to get people in, I would do that.